I really like this comment from KD's Molik. Pronunciation. I hope I got it right there for you. Honestly, stuff like this is why I've changed my mind about Caitlyn doing Unrivaled, because obviously they're going to roll out the red carpet for her and she's going to be treated so much better and Unrivaled than she can even imagine in the WNBA. And I feel like that honestly will make the WNBA kind of get it together. This is in reference to the botched social media posts from the WNBA, which just add to a season of bag fumbling, I guess you would say. Like the post before, some people were commenting like I wasn't doing a little bit of a bit. I was doing a little bit of a bit and trying to understand how this could keep happening while giving the benefit of the doubt when it's fair to go, all right, you're either incompetent or you hate the girl. Like, what's going on here? One of the two, right? Like, it's got to be one of the two. It can't be anything else in between. And it adds to a long season of the WNBA not pushing Caitlin Clark to the degree that you would expect the league to do so. Even the commissioner, the commissioner always like naming the other rookies right after her, or saying in that one interview, I think it was on 60 Minutes, well, Caitlin could get hurt. We have to, like, what are you saying? What are you saying? And, this reverence tax, as I've called it all year, to make sure, if you're going to mention Caitlin Clark, you better mention somebody else in the same sentence. You can't just have a sentence with Caitlin Clark's name without including somebody else's name. And in order to mention Caitlin Clark's name, you must also pass the test about the 1997 WNBA Finals. I get that some of it, I do get that some of it was in response to the anointing of Clark and people calling her the GOAT and people saying she's the only reason anybody cares about the WNBA. And you didn't want feelings to be hurt and you didn't want to discredit others. And I've done my best to prop up the rest of the league, to shine attention on other players, and to say just because more attention came in now doesn't mean they weren't good before. And you get the understanding, like you understand the feeling from them that they've worked their whole life for this to then be treated like they don't matter because this other one has come around, this new girl has come around. You could get where that resentment would come from. But enough is enough. Enough is enough, especially when you have a star this bright and you see the way that the LPGA is handling it and the PGA is handling it and MLB thirsted after it and any freaking media organization is posting everything she does. Like, how is the one league that benefits the most not promoting it out the wazoo? It doesn't take away from anybody else. Who says you can't post Caitlin Clark and post Chelsea Gray a half hour later? Because the tweet that they deleted, apparently, they went back and found another Aces assist against the Fever to be the number one assist after they deleted one from last year. It makes you wonder what the motives are. And why would anybody, because that's the part that makes me incredulous. How could anyone self-sabotage something like this? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's nothing they can do to self-sabotage it, by the way. You saw all the attention around the Fever hiring Stephanie White. You'll see all the attention next year when the WNBA season starts. A lot of people are going to get prepared with that time off. But in the meantime, there is Unrivaled. And Unrivaled has already made it clear they're going to unravel the red carpet for Caitlin. That news, the news doesn't get out there the way it did without them being okay with that. She's going to make so much more money. They're going to offer her this much money and this much equity. We always have a spot for her. We're leaving a spot for you open. That stuff, full court press, all that stuff. And Unrivaled is a new company. It's not, I understand, like some of y'all think there are WNBA players, of course, but the people that are running it are different. And the suits that are running it are different. And do you think those TV executives for 1 second aren't ready to throw a Macy's Day parade if they sign Caitlin Clark? In fact, if I'm Clark, part of the negotiations are, ceasefire, again, rainbows, unicorns, angels, balloons, all that stuff. Nothing else but that. Because it is wild. When we look, it's funny in a sense, and I joke about Cheryl Swoops, and I joked about the account, but it is also wild. And I don't think every player is out to get Caitlin Clark. I don't, but the pushing of Angel Reese all season, She's also the rookie of the year. She's also the rookie of the year. The lack of honesty around the ratings and the attention that Caitlin Clark has drawn, as if, I even saw Candace Parker, who I love, but she said, like, our games weren't on ABC. There's a difference. Not to say they couldn't have done better. They could have. Maybe they could have been promoted better and done better. But there's a direct cause and effect. That doesn't take a scientist. That doesn't take a marketing genius. It's a direct cause and effect, which helped everybody else. And for Unrivaled, if the other players have any sense, if they do indeed have the equity that apparently the league has promised, they would be doing backflips too to get Caitlin Clark involved, because then their value goes up. Then their share goes up. And those TNTs, they're losing the NBA next year. You think they're not salivating at the idea of having Caitlin Clark, who's the next face of basketball, as the face of that league in the meantime? And the commenter is right, because maybe, I do think the time off will help cleanse everything, and hopefully everybody gets their act together. But it's almost astonishing that we're however many weeks removed from the WNBA season, and whether intentional or not, like I said before, and I can't prove anything, if you give the appearance that you're out to get the biggest star that's ever come into your league, or undermine her at least. And I'm not even talking about any of the on-court stuff, like welcome to the league moments or physicality or whatever. I'm just talking about the promotion. Or lack thereof at times. Or lack thereof at times. I mean, it's okay. Why would anybody be against what's happening? And you sure know the Unrivaled isn't going to be. And Clark will be promoted like the star that she should be there. I think the mood probably be relaxed, having a good time, and it could set the tone. So I thought that comment was worth revisiting. Clark, as I've said with the Unrivaled decision over and over again, it's her decision to make. She holds the cards. They need her more than she needs them. She's well within her rights to rest. All those things. I'm not trying to, pressure or whatever. Like, not that she would care. But I'm just trying to make the point that you would see a contrast in styles, and maybe that would be good for everybody involved, because damn well from the stuff they've already put out there, they're not going to have this resentment or whatever it is. I mean, when you Google WNBA, Caitlin Clark should be the first thing you see.